Thanks for joining us for another episode of Capital City News, your connection to Salt Lake City government. I'm your host, Poonam Kumar. On this week's episode, we get a progress update on the new SLC airport from Mike Williams, Program Director. And our History Minute is about the 7th installment of our History of Rail. Let's get started with our legislative update and look back. At its September 18th meeting, the City Council discussed the capital improvement program, electric scooters, safety concerns, scooters on sidewalks, and received feedback from the community. During their public hearing, they also heard from 19 concerned residents about the environmental impact of Inland Port. Mayor Biskupski and the city's sustainability director, Vicki Bennett, convened with local leaders around the world to participate in the Global Climate Action Summit in San Francisco. SLC took a lead role at the event where the mayor shared the city's climate-positive 2040 plans to reduce pollution, save resources, and empower leaders to act now on climate change. On a local scale, the city's sustainability department, along with clean energy and climate action advocates, convened for Utah's Sustainable Communities in Action Public Forum. Leaders highlighted current and future sustainability projects, reflecting Utah's commitment to achieving climate action goals. SLC is one of the state's 4 local governments pledging to achieve 100% renewable energy by 2032 and significantly reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 2040. To learn more, visit slcgreen.com. This September marks the 11th annual Governor's Idle-Free Declaration and Idle-Free Season. SLC is one of the first cities to push the Idle-Free initiative and pass an ordinance. Today, Governor Herbert, along with 71 mayors, nearly 76% of Utah's population, have joined the pledge to encourage their communities to turn the key and be idle-free. SLC is committed to reducing the impacts of air quality. Together, individual actions can make a collective difference to help clear the air. Do your part today. To learn more, visit slcgreen.com. Salt Lake City Fire held its 3rd annual Camp Athena for young women and its 2nd annual Camp Prometheus for young men ages 16 to 20. Youth camp participants reached new heights as they immersed themselves into a day in the life of a firefighter, experiencing firsthand what it's like to attack a live fire, rappel from a 35-foot building, maneuver a smoke-filled obstacle course, and help save a life. To learn more or to sign up for next year, visit slcfire.com/youth. We are at the halfway point of Phase 1 of the new SLC airport, projected to be completed in August of 2020. Mike Williams, director of the Airport Redevelopment Program, is here to fill us in.
So we are rebuilding the entire airport. So it's a $3.6 billion program, and it'll open in phases because it's like building a new house on top of your existing house. So we have to build a portion of the airport, and then once we move into that, then we can begin in a phased manner knocking down the existing airport and concourses and replacing them with new. So when we open the first phase in the fall of 2020, we'll have a new South Concourse, which will be called Concourse A, half of it, which will have 25 gates on it, and then we'll have a new North Concourse, which will be Concourse B, and that will have 20 gates on it initially when we open. So when we open those, it'll allow us to start tearing down some of the existing facilities to eventually have the North Concourse built out to 31 gates. We'll still be able to expand that in the future by another 15 gates whenever the need is there. And then the South Concourse will be expanded by another 22 gates. So 47 and 31, so we'll have 78, and then we can add 15 more at the appropriate time. We'll have a new parking garage that'll also open in the fall of 2020. It'll have 3,600 public parking spaces, and which is twice as many as we have today, and 1,200 rental car return. So the rental cars will still be right out in front of the airport, very convenient, just like they are today. We'll have a new baggage system throughout the airport. So all of the baggage screening will happen below the terminal building, so there'll be none of that in the lobby. We'll have a new consolidated security checkpoint, 16 lanes instead of all separated the way they are today. We'll have a new meet or greeter area that'll hold 300 or 400 people. So if you're coming out to wait for your loved one coming in from a mission or from time in the service, you'll be able to come out in a comfortable area that includes a fireplace and meet them. From the outside, you'll just see a lot of construction. We try not to do anything that impacts the traveling public, so anybody who's arriving or the planes that are coming and going, because that's kind of important. But as you drive into the airport or drive out, you'll see a lot of construction. You'll see the terminal building. You'll see the nice glass wall going up on the terminal building. You'll start to see some of the copper-colored panels on the outside of the building. So overall, it's a $3.6 billion program, and that will deliver an entirely new airport. There are no local taxpayer dollars that are here. An airport is a self-sustaining enterprise fund. So all of the user fees from the concessions, from the rental cars, from the airlines, that pays for the building of the airport, and also we're selling some bonds. We sold some bonds last year, about $1 billion. We're going to sell another $1 billion this year. Those are all repaid from the landing fees and the rent from the airlines. And then the airport has had no debt in the past. So it's just like moving into a new house. They've been saving money. So there's a considerable amount of the money that is actually cash that the airport has saved to contribute towards the building of the new airport. It's getting more exciting by the day. So if you think about it, 2 years from today, more or less, we'll be opening our first phase of the airport. So that'll be an exciting time. For more information, you can visit the airport's website. You'll see a tab on there for the new Salt Lake City airport redevelopment, and there's a lot of photos there. There's information about what we're building. There's some videos there, lots and lots of information.
And now it's time for our History Minute.
The Consolidated Railway was purchased by the wealthy industrialist E.H. Harriman in 1904. By then, Harriman was one of the most influential figures of all time in the business of American railroads. He quit school at 14 to become an errand boy on Wall Street, where he eventually made a fortune. By 22, he was a member of the New York Stock Exchange, and by 33, he'd all but retired Wall Street and changed his focus to acquiring rail lines. He was nearly 50 years old in 1897 when he became director of the Union Pacific Railroad. It was then that he took a particular interest in how the rail lines were run, in particular their security. Furious at the idea that men like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid could rob so indiscriminately from the railroad, Harriman assembled a crack team of lawmen, bounty hunters, and guides to protect his rail lines and drive Butch Cassidy and his gang all the way to South America. He was also an avid jiu-jitsu enthusiast. Harriman had grand plans for Salt Lake City, seeing it as the center of a multi-million-dollar operation. His dream was to build a rail empire in the West that would be unlike any the world had ever seen, and Salt Lake City fit neatly into the center of his plans.
Thanks for watching SLCtv, Salt Lake City's Government Access Channel. Join us next time to stay up to date on all the latest. For SLCtv, I'm Poonam Kumar.